have that berry crunch nut oat concoction from Canada?
Triple berry oatmeal crunch. No, we do not have.
You're out of that?
I blew through the last stash of
Colon blow
that we got. I don't have any colon blow, although I did have. I don't even know what it was. The name of the cereal was just like what's in it. It was like maple flakes and chunks of oats and something else, some store brand something or other that I had a nice frozen bowl of last night.
I have the cranberry maple flakes and oats and chunks.
That is currently the only cereal that's in the house.
Okay.
So yeah, we're down. We're down bad.
I think I have like 4.
Yeah, we're hurting.
Life, Cinnamon Life, Corn Flakes, which I bought because I wanted for a
recipe,
potatoes recipe, and of course Cheerios. That's always there. Very plain Jane kind of cereal house I live in. Yeah. Nothing, no cartoon characters have ever appeared on a box of cereal in my house. No Count anybody.
I respect that.
No Franken anybody. Yeah. Just it's all very muted.
No cinnamon toast crunches or nothing.
We have had that, I think, but I don't know what happened. My wife probably just got drunk and bought that. I don't know what happened. She would not normally get drunk or buy that. So something weird happened there. I don't know the story. She got talked into it. It is May 1st. Schedule month.
Oh, yeah, we're there.
Schedule month. You got to love it. I mean, of course, you've been talking about it in your workplace all day. It is 2 weeks from yesterday, May 14th is the schedule. I wanted to play a thing out with you.
Okay.
By the way, I have started a new worksheet.
Oh, good for you.
The last one went badly, so here's the latest on my. I love the schedule. I like to try to guess at it, see what happens, see what makes sense.
Please show everyone on the Twitch.
Here it is.
Wow, that's
this is what you call a blank slate.
Yeah, that's what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah.
I have written one game down on below.
Is there room to skip lines, or do you not have room for
No.
No. Okay.
No. I would never skip lines.
That just looks too smushed together to me.
Well, there's no room. There's not enough.
There's not
17 more lines.
There's not 34. Okay.
No, I would hate it.
Yeah.
I would hate that.
All right.
I did want to have some fun with where we want the 6 division games. I am excited about, or I love the idea of Bills at Patriots this year. If I were the guy putting the schedule together, which would be the ultimate job in the world, if I had the job of writing the schedule, this would be an interesting game to me. I'd want it to be the game in New England because the Bills are the better team to make for like a closer looking matchup. If I were the guy in that job, I'd want to know, and I think this is the kind of thing maybe that you would know if you had the kind of that kind of authority. What the timetable is for Stephon Diggs. Is he week 1? Is he not? Because if he's week 1, I love it early. Like I even like it week 1 if he's on the field. But if I knew he wasn't going to be on the field, I would want to push it off or just not worry about it. But because he's an integral piece to the idea. Is Diggs. I mean, he's played against the Bills with Houston since, but I like the Patriots with Vrabel, with May, with Diggs, and they've drafted a couple other skill position guys, Travion Henderson, Kyle Williams.
It's funny, I did not, when you brought them up, I started thinking, yeah, that fits. Like they could be the second best team in the division if it goes right. Like and maybe who knows? Maybe they could surprise. So like a late season game there with them, I don't know if they're contending for the division. It might depend on, obviously it depends on how both seasons are going. But they could be contending for a playoff spot. Maybe it's important in the division race. But I didn't even think about Diggs. Like it didn't even click to me. I'm just mostly thinking about them arcing up the rest of the division. Like I'm a little worried about Miami right now. I think the Jets are
worried about Miami for Miami's sake.
Yeah, right. Thank you for clarifying, because I've been pretty bullish on them for a few years here, and I think they might be going the wrong way now. And the Jets, like I like what they like Aaron Glenn, like good, start over, but they're not getting anywhere this year with Justin Fields as their quarterback, I don't think. So New England, I think, could. I mean, anything could. I think they should pass them, both of them. So they're the second best team. That makes it possible that game is important. If for nothing else, maybe New England's just playoff hopes, if not the division.
I like the
idea. A late
idea.
Season game makes sense to me for them, and that I don't want to say that guarantees Diggs will be there, but there's a better chance of him not being ready for Week 1 than there is him not being ready for Week 13 or something. I would think.
But that doesn't have to be right.
Right.
If you remember 2 years ago where they put the Bills at the Jets Week 1 at night, I know you remember, Rodgers, and let's see what that is against the team that has won the division, I guess, 3 years in a row? Let's test it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you lost Rodgers, you got a good game, an overtime game, and the Jets won it. This is that to me. Let's see what New England is. And I think, the fact that it's New York versus New England doesn't really matter to me. I'd want to put the Bills there, in a primetime spot. If I had Diggs, I'd want it. I'd nominate it for Week 1 Monday night, or just Week 2, 3, whatever you need to do here. That would be one preference for me. That just from a league standpoint, I think that's a pretty good looking. You're putting a team that won how many games on prime time? 4, the Patriots. But with the upgrades, with Vrabel at home, I've already said it. So I like that early. And then I would like the second Patriots game somewhere in the middle, because I think I want the Jets or the Dolphins to be the finale with the stadium in mind. I don't know why that's different from New England, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I really follow the motivation there. Did we figure out that what was the first regular season game in the stadium? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Was it the Jets?
Yes. 73.
Right. So from a synergy standpoint, that's even in my brain, that's symmetrical. So things like that usually appeal to me. I think I made this same point whenever we talked about this, whenever that was, that I would nominate the Jets. For that reason alone.
Week 18?
Week 18. They would outweigh the Patriots for a finale simply because they were the first regular season opponent the Bills faced in a stadium that they are now going to be closing. So give me that Week 18. Jets here. I don't need 1 o'clock Sunday is fine. I mean, I doubt that game would rate as a later game for playoff purposes, that they're saving or something. It's very unlikely.
Let's hope not.
So that would be my choice.
Want me to write that in?
Yeah, it's your sheet. I'm not prepared to make one.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to make your own?
No.
You don't want to compete with mine?
No.
I'm writing that in. I like that too. Whether it's the synergy or not. I mean, you're going to play a division opponent that week. Doesn't have to be a home game. I like it as a home game. Hopefully for the Bills' sake, there's playoffs, but that you sort of get to celebrate the end of the stadium at home, to cap the season. So I like that. What do you want to do with the Patriots then? You're with me on the road early?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. Because, honestly, I didn't even need the Diggs part of it. I mean, that does make it juicier, obviously. But like you said, that's not as intriguing, interesting, because he played against them last year already. So that doesn't have as much. It's still got juice, all right? I mean, it adds to a regular season matchup. I don't know that I really need nighttime for that. New England will probably get some love in that way, and Monday is not the marquee night. So, I guess I'm not against it, but it's to me, the Bills have enough other, and all of their marquee opponents, especially the ones here, are not going to be nighttime games. Maybe there'll be a 4:25 or 2 mixed in there. You get that prime window afternoon doubleheader thing. But I don't know that I need it to be a night game, but early in the year, fine.
Okay.
Actually, when you started talking, though, my thought was, if they are the second...
Get me out of here? Was that your thought?
Definitely not.
When's my flight?
If they are the second best, I checked in. The second best team in the division, and the Bills are, quote unquote, at least when the schedule gets made, the better team, then I might like that game in December in New England. Because it could be important for both teams. Bills for seeding, for the division, New England to make the playoffs. Maybe they're challenging for the division. I don't know how well you can expect their year to go and how badly you could expect the Bills' year to go. But still, you surprised me when you said like week 1 or early nighttime. I could work with closing my season at New England week 17 and at home for the Jets week 18. That would work for me.
Well, we disagree there. I really like Bills at Patriots early prime time. We had Bills at Dolphins last year, week 2 on a Thursday night. Then it was week 3, Patriots at Jets on that Thursday night. That doesn't have to mean anything to this year, of course. What about Miami? What's that? Or is prime time NFL maybe done with Buffalo at Miami? Want to take a year off? Can we take a year off from the Bills and Dolphins playing a night game?
I think that would be advisable.
I think it's time. Take some time apart.
I wonder if the league views them as a descending asset.
Miami?
At this point. Yeah.
Get them on early because that's when they're good.
Like maybe I like the idea of trading New England for Miami in that way. Like that trip's a primetime wire for me because, what I'm saying here is I think New England is going to displace Miami as the second best team in the division. So maybe that rates as a night game. Like you said initially, I wasn't thinking of it that way, but now you brought up Miami and that they played at night. Yeah, I don't need to see Bills Miami in primetime.
No, I don't either.
No. Either game, like the game here either. I don't, it's...
Play them in the afternoon. You don't have to play them in the morning.
No.
They're not that bad.
No, I'm not saying that.
Still Josh Allen.
Yeah.
All right, so anywhere for the Dolphins?
Kinda, yeah.
Since I like Patriots away early, I'll like Patriots home mid to late. And I guess I want the Dolphin road game to be in between the Patriots and the Jets home games. So it's not just like 3 away, 3 home.
Yeah.
I made that mistake last time. One of the things that I wrote it all in, and I didn't like that about my schedule last time.
Maybe take special care to not separate the games by too many weeks because we saw, like, last year the Bills didn't play. Was it New England that they didn't play until very late? Both games were
2 years ago.
2 years ago that was.
Right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I felt like there was something like that last year, too, that the games just came... both New England games. New England December 22nd here, and then they closed.
Yep.
Yeah, they closed there on January 5th.
2 weeks apart. That's right. Yeah. I hated that.
Yeah, so
I don't want that.
I don't want it, but apparently the league doesn't seem to care that much about it. So if you're trying to put a schedule together that might actually be what they do, maybe keep that in mind.
What do you like for week 1?
Week 1.
I'm open to at New England week 1. Prime time or not, but I can wait. I want to know Diggs. They're not going to know Diggs maybe before May 14th.
They might not. So if that matters a lot, and I get why it would, you might want to table that.
Did you hear about the thing that happened on Monday?
A lot of things happened on Monday.
Where the Bills general manager went on local radio and talked about, like, wide receiver, we're good?
I did. You know what? I hadn't heard a lot about it until this morning as I was walking off the 18th hole at Delaware Park. Someone who plays there recognized me and said something about, like, no more wide receiver talking. I said, what are you talking about? And he explained everything to me. So now I'm up to speed, I think.
Definitely don't talk about the thing everybody's talking about that happened in your building. Was his message? That's a guy who knows what's up.
That was what he wanted to get across to me. Yes.
That's a guy who knows what's up.
I said, it's never going to stop, is what I said.
You say that to me, I'm doing it no matter what. I wasn't going to, but I am now, buddy. Week 1. Do you like home, away?
I always like
last year at the stadium.
I always like week 1 at home, and it. I wonder if it being the last year in the stadium carries some. It's your last home opener. I mean, you're going to have a home opener no matter what. If you play on week 1 and week 2, even on the road, you're going to have a home opener. But for the first game of the season, I feel like I want that to be a home game. It's your last time, right? So it's your last chance to have the first game of the year be the opener at home opener. That I hope the league respects that. It's obviously sentimentality, and they might just bulldoze that over. But I like home, and I would suspect that they would sort of respect that when making the schedule.
Is it that important? What's more important, to open at home or close when it's the last year of the stadium? I think close.
I think close is more important, but everything is going to be the last time.
The last everything, yeah.
So
the last everything.
I would like to have one last opening day be at home, if that makes sense. I know they would have eventually you will have a home opener, even if it's put off for a week or two. But
yep.
I like the idea of the season is starting. We've had the one game. I even like this for a 1:00 Sunday, just to sort of be a part of that's the most frequent game time we've had over the years. For a while, it was all we ever had. We had nothing.
I'll tell you what. I love a 4:00. Now it's 4:25 usually. Week 1 home game. 1991, Miami, off the Super Bowl 25 season. Great rival, played in the playoffs the year before. Enberg, are these familiar things? The number 1991, Enberg. It'll be on the podcast. It'll all be explained. 4:00, just like the weather and the light. The late September.
The light is pretty cool if it's the right kind of day. Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
you could take a Bengals game and do that. It'd have to be a good game, like a good opponent
for it to be four.
Yes,
yeah.
You're not putting New Orleans
right
at Buffalo at 4:25 on week 1.
Right.
They have the extra home game too.
Yeah.
If you pack in a couple of road games, it'll look like all the rest of the games are at home.
I really don't mind if I get week one for me, my preference. Week 1, 1:00 home. I don't need it to be somebody really great. If you want to jam me up with Tampa or New Orleans, the gift I'm getting is that I'm doing this for the opener one more time. And so I'm not saying I want you to set me up with a patsy necessarily, but I don't need it to be, Baltimore or Philadelphia or any of the marquee teams they're playing. I think the home opener sells itself. I mean, all these games sell themselves anyway. It's not like they're going to have trouble moving tickets for these games or anything, but just as an attraction, I think almost every game is attractive this year, regardless of the opponent, because of the stadium.
Well, this is really going too far, but they have 9 home games, 7, including the division, which are good for nostalgia and rivalry stuff, are up here, and then New Orleans and Tampa Bay are down here. New Orleans and Tampa Bay, I mean, they're NFL teams, although not everybody could name them. We discussed this the other day. Not everybody could remember the names of the teams I just mentioned, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. But they're kind of just so unappealing to me. Tampa Bay's probably actually good.
Yeah.
But there's almost no history. Just did it with Arizona last year. I don't think I want that. And I don't think I want the division at home in week 1 because I want to end with it. And the other games are all too good. It's the 3 division games. It's the Saints and the Bucks. And then it's Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Philadelphia. And I don't think you're putting – Philadelphia can't be in week 1. They're going to have Thursday night. Right. No way is it the Chiefs.
Nope.
If it's the Ravens, it's at night, and I doubt it. And then Cincinnati, I doubt that's a night game. It's just almost even the Bengals feel too strong. 4:25, I'd listen to that. Then what am I left with? I'm left with the Bucks, the Saints, and the road games.
Right. The division games, you mean? Yeah.
No, the road games.
I'm sorry.
Playing on the road.
Right, of course.
For home, yes. Sorry. The Bucks, the Saints, and the division games.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't love it. Now, you don't make the schedule by one team. Not everybody gets all their preferences. But for me, if I'm trying to sort of map it out, I feel like week 1's away.
Yeah, that might end up being right, of course. I wonder, how much, Sal mentioned something to us last week about how Pittsburgh Right? It's maybe it was just this week because it was after the draft. How Mark Murphy said something about how Pittsburgh may protect their Green Bay game, right? So if teams do get the opportunity to, like, maybe you get an email from Mike North or someone, somebody in his orbit that says, like, hey, Brandon Beane or Pete Coelho, whomever. Do you have any preferences for your schedule? Like, are there any things you'd like? And you can make a list, and when you submit the list that it may be completely ignored, but you're going to get a chance at least to say, these are things that we would like. And with the last year of the stadium, I don't know if any of the people I mentioned or it's someone else that would be making this call would be like-minded like me, but I feel like opening at home would be on that list for, like, it's our last year and we want to close. And so if it can be facilitated, then maybe the league would try to make that happen for you. But I have no idea if that would be the Bills' preference. It just happens to be mine.
Miami, then.
That would work fine. Like I've already said, it doesn't matter to me who it is. Like I would settle for the Saints or the Bucks. I don't need it to be somebody that I really care about emotionally.
Oh, get it up in the locker room. Get it on the bulletin board. I would settle for the Saints or the Bucks.
Right.
Bulldog. You hear that, guys? They're giving us no chance. This is the Saints locker room, the Saints bulletin board now.
Yeah.
They're giving us no chance up there. And the players are probably like, yeah, it seems right. You ever watch them play?
I'm inclined to agree.
You seen our roster?
Yeah. Right.
All right, well, with the schedule, of course, it's all just total guesswork, even more so than the draft is. But it's fun. What do you want? Last year of the stadium.